I'm Jim Buckner, and I'm a retiree of AT&T or Bell South in the Chattanooga area, like most of you that might be seeing this. And I realize there's been angst for all of us, both when we retired, when the HRA was introduced, and that was a change in what we were thinking. And now we have a new offer that's going to come to us as a result of the correspondence that I know you've received, and I have, introducing a new health care plan through United Healthcare. Granted, I've laid awake at night thinking about it a little bit. And I contacted Jeff Harris. Most of you know Jeff Harris. His dad, Lamar, was an employee, and he has been a most valuable resource to telephone pioneers or retirees in the Chattanooga market and beyond that, frankly. And I appreciate that. So in talking with him, we talked about how COVID-19 is a problem relative to pioneers, telephone retirees getting together in our usual, I'm not the most faithful in being there, but so many of you get together and eat, and Jeff has been invited many, many times to come and talk to all of us, and I'm appreciative of that. So we got to talking about how it's near impossible to reach all of you in that kind of environment now. So he agreed to come with me and sit down and give you a little bit of a presentation about the offer that we now have and kind of compare it to what we've been doing. Jeff has brokered Medicare insurance plans for many years and certainly has supported our AT&T retirement community, but most importantly, he knows the Medicare business, and I'm appreciative of him being with me so that we can do something that speaks to you. Jeff, thank you.
Sure. My pleasure, Jim. As you stated, I have worked with a lot of AT&T retirees going back to when this originally happened to you guys some years ago now. And first of all, it's been a pleasure to serve the AT&T family. My dad was a retiree. When he got the notice about all this, first thing he did obviously was call me. And that's how I was introduced to a lot of what I call now friends with the AT&T community. But one thing that we're going to look at here during this video is really, it's really intended for my current clients, if you will, with the AT&T family, but please do share it with others, that may not be with particularly my group, but you don't have to call me and ask me, hey, can I share this video with my AT&T friend over in Alabama, up in Kentucky or whatever. Please do share it if you want to. But this is a way to answer some of the same questions that come up to me time after time. One thing that I've learned in the insurance business is insurance companies want to give you the least insurance for the most money. You as a consumer want the most insurance for the least money. Right. So they're really kind of opposites of each other. So that's why I broker. I really work, I'm the mediator between that. And even though the insurance companies actually pay me, I really work for my client, finding them the best value for their particular insurance needs. And another thing I've learned too is if everybody's swimming downstream, I want to kind of, check out what's going upstream. So I'll go upstream just to kind of buck the system, if you will, just to see if maybe I can uncover something. And really that's what we want to do with this letter that most everybody has received, because that's why I started getting all the calls. We kind of want to filter through this and diagnose it on maybe some of the key points. But the most important thing that I really want to stress here is at the end we're going to do some math. And really when it comes down to it, what does all of this mean to your pocketbook and to your pocketbook? Okay, so please stay tuned, share it with your friends, and let's look this thing over. On this document, which is dated August 28th, 2020, there are no page numbers at the bottom of it. However, I will be going through it as I received it myself. At the top, you'll notice that they start out by saying, we have important and exciting news. my opinion here is that they are trying to interject emotion into this election option that you have for 2021. But I did want to just make a statement there saying that this is not an emotional decision that you need to make. This is a math decision, and we'll cover that at the end. But on the first little bold points down here where it says beginning January 1st, 2021, you will have additional choices from AT&T when selecting your medical and prescription drug coverage. These are known as all-in-one plans, and what it does is it combines your medical, your prescription, and your dental, vision, sometimes all into one plan. So it's not like a Medicare supplement where you have a prescription drug plan that is separate than your supplement. This is called an all-in-one plan. And then the first paragraph here at the bottom, last sentence, it says that group Medicare Advantage PPO plan insured by United Healthcare. This is a special group Medicare Advantage plan. This is not offered to the general public. This is going to be one that's only offered to AT&T retirees, and you got to meet a certain criteria to actually even elect this plan. A little bit further down here, it'll say, this document says, this plan is also designed to provide access to any Medicare provider that accepts the plan. That is extremely important. And I will show you several times during this document where they mention this. And the key word here is to any medical or Medicare provider that accepts the plan. And that's a key point. On the next page, we want to look at some of the cost factors. And if you'll notice at the top, it'll say for the 2021, that they've got it subdivided into two different groups, subsidy eligible and not subsidy eligible. To be honest, I don't really know what they're talking about, subsidy or not subsidy, but let's just assume that everybody is a subsidy level person, because when we do the math here in a minute, that's the best numbers to use anyway. But for a retiree, this is going to be a zero premium plan, and for the dependent, it'll be $98.13. But we'll go over the math here at the end. The next little point they're trying to make here on the annual total cost, they're talking about annual savings. And they're noting that if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, you could potentially be saving up to $400 on the annual. If you have an N supplement plan, you could be saving as much as $150. And if you're on an F plan supplement with a prescription drug plan, you could be potentially saving $1,200 on the annual. Now, that may be the case, but they're not considering the HRA dollars that you are that you get by enrolling into a Medicare supplement or a Medicare prescription drug plan. So that'll really show, Jim. That'll show at the end when we do the math that the HR money really needs to be considered into your final decision.
You got to figure in the total $4,200 if that's what you're entitled to.
That's correct.
Again,
this document really doesn't even hardly say anything about the HRA money that you're currently getting. Right. So we'll talk about that at the math, but yes. The next little segment here actually does talk about the health reimbursement account. And it's talking about the fact that you can get $300 for a retiree or $200 for a dependent. That's if you elect a dental plan through the AON Retiree Health Exchange. But really, those dollars will be a wash because the premium alone will eat up $300 and the $200. So really, the HRA money that will be allowed to you is not even really, shouldn't be considered in the overall factor of math. But let's be clear, your future HRA will stop. Your current HRA balance, if you have a balance in your account, Jim, it will remain in your balance and you still can use it for qualifying expenses. Right. However, the new HRA money will not be plugged in if you select this new offer. Next page, it talks about covered services. There again, on the top left, you're going to see access to all willing Medicare providers. And again, that's one of the main themes that runs through this whole document. Let's see here, down a little bit further, where it's talking about if you are currently enrolled in an individual Medicare Advantage plan, HMO or PPO plan. Some of you may be in a Medicare Advantage plan. All of my current AT&T clients that I have, they're all in a Medicare supplement policy. But Lord, there's a whole lot of folks that are in the actual Medicare Advantage, what's in the open market. So, and you can do the math as well at the end. You don't have to be in a supplement to do the math that we're going to be doing at the end. But over to the right, it also talks about accessing or access to all willing Medicare providers at the same cost share as in-network. There's that all willing Medicare providers again. Down towards the bottom here, you're going to see additional coverage services. And these are some additional benefits that on Medicare Advantage, the insurance company kind of throw in, if you will, like the silver sneaker, hearing, post-discharge meals, private duty nurses, acupuncture, chiropractic services. Those are things that original Medicare may not cover, but these Medicare Advantage plans can throw in as an addition. I call it candy, okay? So
It's incentive.
It's incentive to go over to these plans. So, sometimes people make a decision on a plan because they have silver sneaker benefit. They can go to a gym membership. Well, if you look at the whole total proportion of your overall health needs, a gym membership may be 1% of the total factor that needs to go into making a decision. But
Right.
people actually make a decision on a silver sneaker benefit because the plan offers it, when they don't even factor in the medical aspect of it, and that's the most detrimental because this is a health plan. It's not a gym plan. Okay, so that's some of the candy, I call it, that these plans throw in to try to get you to take their plan. On the next page at the top, on that little second bullet point there, it talks about a simplified member experience with one ID card. Yeah, that is a convenience because you're going to go to an all-in-one plan, so you don't have to carry 3 cards if you're on a supplement. Right now, if you're on a supplement, you carry your Medicare card, you carry your supplement card, and you carry your prescription card. Well, if it's going to cost me a whole lot more money, what would I rather do? Would I rather save money or carry one card? Okay, to me, that's insignificant. So I really, it's just a convenience thing, really, the simplified member experience. The next little bullet point here is talks about important information. And you've got, say, 5 bullet points there. And really all 5 of those bullet points, if you're in Medicare's Part A and B, this is for all of my clients, you qualify for all of those important points. What's next? They're really talking about the October 15th through December 7th enrollment period. That is the annual enrollment period, and you will be enrolling if you choose to go this route. That's when you would be enrolling in the plan. And what's uncertain to me at this point is, Jim, I don't know if you're going to be actually enrolling directly with United Healthcare, or are the retirees going to enroll through the Aon Health Exchange. I really don't know that yet. However, that's when the enrollment period will be. That'll be October 15th through December the 7th.
I've heard that you're enrolling with United Healthcare.
Directly.
Directly.
Okay.
But I don't know that to be factual at this point.
Okay. Also on that, what's next, you're going to find out how the cost of the new group plan compares to any current individual plans. If you call into United Healthcare and that's who you're talking to, how versed are they going to be on the HRA? Okay, so I don't know if in the comparison process, is United Healthcare going to add in that HRA amount in the total calculation. So that's what you have to do as the AT&T retiree, and I'm going to show you how to do that at the end in detail. So that's probably the most important. Now we're getting to a part of the letter that's really good. They've got some good questions in here, and this is the frequently asked questions section. In question number 1, I'm going to read it. Is this a United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plan that is advertised on TV? Quickly, they state no. Okay, and I said this earlier. This is a customized retiree group plan, you have to meet a certain credential to actually be offered this plan, and that's a retiree at AT&T. So this is not what you see on TV. This is not offered on TV. Second question there, can I see my current provider? Okay, again, that is the theme through the whole thing. And that's really one of the main concerns that people will have. Am I going to be able to keep my doctors? Okay, so just for this purpose, I do want to read this statement here. It says, the AT&T Group Medicare Advantage Plan is a unique PPO plan that allows you to see any Medicare-willing provider, in-network or out, at the same cost share, last point, most important, as long as the provider accepts the plan. Okay, so does my provider accept the plan? Well, what I have found in the Medicare Advantage world is this. Sure, your doctor may accept the plan in January, February, and March of 2021, but what happens at contract time between that provider and the insurance company? They could sever contracts.
Right.
So you could be mid-year seeing your favorite doctor, the doctor that you've depended on for your cancer, and then all of a sudden United Healthcare and the provider sever contract, and they just want to get in a little rock throwing fight, and they say, we're not going to renew the contract. So here you are mid-year, you can't change your plan, you got to change your doctor. Okay, so that's one of the, I don't want to call it hazard, warning. That's one of the things that really I want to kind of bring to the table for people to really consider when they're making this choice here very soon.
Well, those of us who are retirees in the Chattanooga market will say, we've seen it. It's been all over the newspapers about who is currently fighting over a contract
Sure.
with United Healthcare.
Sure, sure,
And
sure.
it hasn't happened just once.
Yeah, it doesn't, and you know, different insurance companies in different geographical areas of the country, you know, it really depends on where you live, and this offer is to all AT&T retirees, and in my opinion, that's probably why they selected United Healthcare, because they are a national company.
Right.
And it's even mentioned in this document, hey, this is a national provider. It is a national provider, so that's one of the good things, so it'll be able to cover everybody in the United States. However, what is your geographical area? How's that relationship with United Healthcare and the providers? So that's a very good point, but that to me, that goes hand in hand with the money aspect here. Okay, so on the next page, at the very top, this question states, what happens to my HRA balance if I enroll in the AT&T Group Medicare Advantage plan? And it states here, your current HRA balance will not be impacted. And that's what I was saying a minute ago, Jim. If you have, $7,000 in your current HRA account balance, that's not going to be taken away from you.
Right.
That'll remain in your account. However, the new annual $2,800 per retiree and $1,500 per spouse will not be added to that balance if you join this new plan. And that's when we do the math here in a minute, we have to consider that $2,700 and $1,500 HRA in this decision. Even if you have $10,000 in your account now, you need to consider having that new money,
Right.
if you will, taken away from you, or I shouldn't say taken away, but
You won't get it.
you won't get it. Yeah, right,
Okay.
right. At the bottom of that question there, it says, with the AT&T Group Medicare Advantage plan, however, you will not be eligible for the HRA crediting, and really that's just saying they're not going to plug in the new money.
Right.
Question number 6 here, can I remain in or enroll in the Aon Retiree Health Exchange? What this is saying is if the qualifying measure to receive the annual HRA amount is you must make one selection through Aon Health Exchange. That's either a supplement plan or a drug plan, basically, is what it is. They don't give credit if you only want to do a dental plan. So really you have to do a drug plan, a supplement plan, or a Medicare Advantage plan through the Aon Health Exchange to qualify for the HRA money. So what this is saying is if you don't want to take the new plan, but you still want to qualify for the HRA money, you must select one of those plans through the Aon Health Exchange, basically is what that's saying. So don't get caught up in that and try to go outside for a private insurance plan, private Medicare Advantage plan. You can go out for a private individual supplement plan with a broker like myself. You just have to make sure you do the drug plan through Aon to qualify for the HRA. On the next page here, it's talking about network and service areas, and number 13 there, what major hospitals are in the network. Here's the rule. With any Medicare Advantage plan, all hospitals are in network for emergencies.
Right.
Okay, so if you're traveling across country and you have a regional Medicare Advantage plan even, and you're in the Southeast and you travel to California, you're going to have services for an emergency at any hospital across the United States. Next point here really is talking about some of this candy, I call it. Silver sneaker benefits, house calls, post-discharge meals, transportation. It's really just giving a description on those benefits is what that is.
Well, Jeff, I was concerned when I got this document, and I think
Sure.
you cleared it up for many of us. But now we get down to bouncing this against what we're currently paying, whatever
Sure.
we've got.
Sure.
So I think you can give us some math, and then we can maybe it'll help us come to some sort of a conclusion.
Sure. This is the most important, in my opinion, this is the most important part, coupled with, like I said, the network issue. So the math is this. So the first section we're going to look at is the retiree with a $2,700 HRA. Everybody's Part B Medicare premium right now is $144.60. And if you multiply that times 12 months, that equals $1,735.20. And let's assume that the retiree has a supplement plan G and their premium is $154. If you multiply that by 12 months, it equals $1,848. Well, you got to have a prescription drug plan, and let's say for this math that your prescription drug plan is $20 a month times 12 months is $240. So if you add all of that up, those three factors, you've got $3,823.20. Now, we have to remember that we're still getting the HRA under this scenario. So the $2,700 that we receive from an HRA really leaves us with a total out-of-pocket of $1,123.20 for the year.
For the retiree.
For the retiree, that's right, because they get the $2,700 HRA. Now, if they switch over to this new plan, you still have to pay your Medicare Part B premium, and that number stays the same. $144.60 times 12 months is $1,735.20. Well, the new plan we've done, the document says isn't going to cost you anything. 0 times 12 months is 0. So if you add that up, it really just balances out to your total out-of-pocket. $1,735.20 is what you pay for your Medicare Part B. Remember, there's no HRA money. So really you have, if you stayed with the supplement plan G, your total out-of-pocket for the year is $1,123.20. If you switch over to the new plan, your total out-of-pocket is $1,735.20. So you're going to be paying more by switching over to the new plan. Plus the fact that you're going to have the network issues that you got to consider, and plus, if you go to the hospital, you're going to have some medical costs during the year with the new plan. So let's look at the spouse. The spouse with the HRA, which is $1,500, if their Medicare supplement premium, let's say they're on an F plan, and their supplement's a little bit more at $172. Well, if you multiply that times 12 months, that's $2,064. And let's say they're on the same drug plan at $20 a month, that's $240. Plus, you got to remember they're going to have to pay their Part B premium as well, times 12 months is $1,735.20. So their total out of pocket, because they're on an F plan, it's going to be a little bit more, is $4,057.20. Now they get a $1,500 HRA under this scenario, so their total out of pocket is $2,557.20. Now let's look at the spouse if they go over to the new plan. Well, they still got to pay their Part B premium, so there's that $1,735.20. But their new plan is going to cost them $98.13 a month. Times 12 months equals $1,177.56, which totals out to $2,912.76 for a total out of pocket for the spouse for the year. Now that variance is really just about $400 there, but you can see that it would be less expensive for the spouse to stay on their supplement plan as well, even paying $172 a month for that supplement. Everything honestly boils down to the HRA, the $2,700 for the retiree, and the $1,500 for the spouse. So when you put everything together, you could actually take your exact premium that you're paying for yourself, and you can take your spouse's premium, and you can plug them into that math equation that we've brought to the table here, and and just do your own math. Jim, even if it's a true balance, and what I mean by that is, what if it cost you the exact same money to stay currently in what you're in versus going over to the new plan? I would still recommend to my client that you stay in your current plan for this year. This is the very first year that AT&T has offered this benefit. People are going to take it right and left. I promise you they will, because they won't do the math. Let them run this next year and see how it works out before you really put some thought into it for the year coming up, for the year 2022. Here's why. Some, if they try the new plan, may never be able to go back to a Medicare supplement.
Right.
That is one of
Because
the
they won't be
biggest
able to pass
factors.
underwriting.
That is correct. If you leave your supplement now, you may not be able to get it
Right.
back. That's the biggest
May
factor. May not be able to get it back. Now, every year with my AT&T clients, if I see an area of opportunity for them to save money, I can look to write them a new supplement and save them some money. However, each one of those times that AT&T retiree, they have to go through medical underwriting. That means I have to ask them a list of questions. And if I can get them through underwriting, I can save them some money. And it's not uncommon for me to sometimes save somebody as much as $50, $60, $70 a month in premium. So, that's just one of those things where we have to do our due diligence every year,
Right.
To make sure that we're staying in the cheapest supplement possible. But, that's really kind of a side note, maybe, if you will, to doing this valuation. Do I go to the new plan or not? It just boils down, Jim, to do the math.
Yeah.
Do the math.
Well,
The math.
in my case, for this year, and considering that the HRA continues, then it really doesn't make sense to me to go to the new plan, as attractive as it looks.
Sure.
On paper.
Sure.
But when you do the math, then I'm inclined to sit tight for this year.
Sure.
Not saying what I'll do next year.
Sure.
Yeah, but
And for my clients, thank you for allowing me to do this video this year. A lot of you have already called me, and I would just say, hey, wait for the video, because it's going to answer a lot of the questions. But just like we've done in years past, you'll be getting my letter very soon. when you get that letter, just fill it out like you have in years past, and get it back to me, and I'll do your drug plan review. And if we need to, we'll call Aon. But as soon as you get my letter this year, please go ahead and look at it, review it, and because there's some special instructions. We all know in years past, trying to get your prescription drug plan changed with Aon could be kind of a bear. Last year it was pretty tough because honestly, I think they just ran out of time to get people changed. So give me a call, and I am contracted and licensed in a lot of the southeast states. So I do consult with a lot of AT&Ts that are outside the Chattanooga market and outside of the Georgia market as well. So I'd be glad to have a conversation with you if you like, and kind of answer some of your specific questions if you wanted to. You can also reach me by email. I'll have that up here on the screen. And again, it has been a pleasure to serve the AT&T family since I was granted the opportunity to do so, to help you guys transition I guess 5 years ago now. Does it seem like it?
Well, I don't claim to be a spokesman for retirees in our area, but
Sure.
I know that Jeff has been a valuable resource to many, if not the majority, of the retirees, and most know him personally. And Jeff, I thank you for
Sure.
spending the time with me to clarify my situation. Because
Sure.
frankly, folks, these are pretty much my numbers.
Sure. They are.
Thank you.